Hey, what is going on, guys? Joltster139 here, and a lot of you guys have requested a rocket jumping guide, beginner's guide 101, whatever you want to call it, and I figured I'd do that for you guys. So first off, we're going to start off with the gear you're going to need for the rocket jumps. So first off, you're going to need a bada boom. Of course, you're going to need two of them, so go ahead and jump into normal mode. And the reason for that is because you're going to want a low level bada boom so that you don't hurt yourself when you're doing these rocket jumps, and allow yourself to propel upwards, forward, backwards, whatever you want. So anyways, go ahead and travel to the Arid Nexus Boneyard, and then run over here to Iridium Blight. And the reason we're doing this is because we're going to be farming King Mong, and this is the easiest, fastest route to do it. So now King Monger has a 33% chance to spawn right in front of the door here, and a 33% chance to spawn on the left side of the map, which we won't be going to, and a 33% chance he will not spawn at all. So go ahead and run over here to this area right over here, and just take a peek out there, and as you can see, he spawned over there. Sometimes he won't, sometimes he will, so if he doesn't, just save and quit and then jump back in. And watch out for that turret, even though it's not going to hurt you in normal mode. But after you kill him, go ahead and run over there and see if he drops a bada boom. Now he has a 3% chance of dropping it, so you might have to be patient and farm him many times before you get it. And of course you're going to need two of them with your Salvador if you want to do some rocket jumps. So as you can see here, I didn't get it, so we're going to go ahead and skip forward until I do get it. So now you're going to want to pick yourself up a Sham, which you can get at the bunker by killing the bunker. And now the Sham has a very low drop chance, so be patient when you're farming for it. But you can use any absorption shield if you want to use a purple rarity one, but the Sham is the best with its high absorb chance. It can have a low of 76% absorption and a high of 94%, so go ahead and farm them up and try to get yourself one of these for rocket jumping. So once you have all your gear farmed for it, go ahead and equip it. You have your two bada booms and your Sham, of course. And let's go over the spec which you're going to be wanting to use for this particular build. So now I am level 72, so I should mention that if you have level 61 or 50, not having the level increasement DLC, then the only skills you're really going to need is double your fun for the 2 grenade throws, and Busta can slow down for the extra movement speed. But if you want to look at my rocket jumping build, there it is. And let's go over how to rocket jump. Before we continue here, I should mention if you do play on PC, make sure you go to your video options and turn your physics on low. And the reason for this is because for some reason when you have it on medium or high, it will mess up your rocket jumps. You won't go as far and you can't go as high when you're doing your rocket jumps. So make sure you turn that on low and everything should work fine. So now we're going to go over movement speed, and this is important because this is half the game, moving from point A to point B the fastest you can. So all you're going to do is put your bada booms in your left and right hand and make sure you have your Sham on. And go ahead and gun circ. And while running, just look straight at the ground and shoot off your bada booms while jumping. Go ahead and jump before you shoot off your bada booms. So let's just kind of break it down step by step. Run, jump, and when you're in the air, shoot off your bada booms. And then what you can do is look up to see where you're going, so you're not just going to be looking at the ground the whole time, because then you'll be moving blindly, and we don't want that. So go ahead and shoot it off, and then look up to see where you're going, and then you can kind of adjust yourself from there for which direction you want to go. So. And that's basically how you move really fast with the rocket jumps. And of course, you can always put on a Legendary Berserker class mod for an extra 20% movement speed, and that will make you go even faster. Alright, so now we're going to go over the vertical rocket jump. And yeah, of course you can take your bada boom, shoot the ground, and get up to places you normally can't jump to. But that's just not high enough, you know. What if you want to go higher? Now I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very easy. All you have to do is learn a little bit of timing of when your grenade blows up. So what you're going to need is no grenade mod, so go ahead and take your grenade mod off if you have one, and just have no grenade mod. And then what you're going to do is you have to learn the timing of it. So what you do is look straight at the ground, throw a couple nades, and you're going to jump and shoot your bottle booms when you have the grenade going off. And now you want to be moving vertically, so you don't want to be doing something like that, or like moving downwards after the grenades have already blown up. So like something like that, you don't go as high. You want to be jumping as soon as the grenades blow up and be moving vertically like that, and you can get a very, very nice high jump. So just practice that a little bit, and you'll get the hang of it. So once you've got the hang of vertical jumping and also the grenades timing, we can move on to long jumping. And now long jumping is one of my favorites because it allows me to get out of bounds a lot, or same with vertical jumping, of course. And it's a lot of fun to use, and it just takes a little bit of practice to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it shouldn't be too bad. So like before, of course, have your grenade mod off, and you're going to look down about 30 degrees, not quite 45 like this, just about 30, just between the 30 and 45 range, just anywhere in between, so just about that low. And what you're going to do is throw a couple grenades, and once you throw them, you're going to run at them and do a rocket jump off of them while moving forward. And if you time it right, you can get a very nice long jump, so let's go ahead and try that. So as you can see there, you get a very nice long jump. You can also do it on different kinds of slopes. It doesn't have to be flat ground. And I might be dead here. Oh, barely. Alright, so a good place to practice this is Bloodshot Ramparts, because there's a spot out of bounds up here, this is my first out of bounds I've ever found, and basically this is where I got the hang of the long jump. So basically once you can clear this gap, I'd say you pretty much got the hang of long jumping, so go ahead and throw a couple grenades and do the long jump, and you can make it pretty easily. So once you clear that gap, you pretty much should have it down, and that's exactly how I practice, and of course you got a bounce from here. So let's move on. Okay, so now we're going to go over rocket climbing, and now this technique is pretty hard. Even I have trouble with it, but with a lot of practice you guys can probably get it down a lot easier than me. So anyways, what you're going to need is to be spec'd into lock and loaded, and what that'll do is give you an extra 25% fire rate, and of course having a class mod 2 that boosts it will also be handy, because the more fire rate you have, the better. And also you want to be spec'd in to keep firing for an extra 88% fire rate, and that's really important because you need to keep yourself moving vertically against a wall, which is what we're going to be doing, so you need to have as much fire rate as you can. And badass rank could be a lot more useful if you have it too, for the extra fire rate, so make sure you're just basically getting all the fire rate you can. And so what you're going to do is find a nice flat wall. Now in Opportunity there's a lot of tall buildings, so this works perfectly for that. And what you're going to do is look straight down and go ahead and shoot off one rocket so you can get a reload going. You're going to look straight down and just look slightly up, just a pinch like that. Let me go ahead and show you again. Just a pinch. I mean, that was bad. There we go. Just a little pinch, because you need to be hitting the wall, not be shooting straight down when you do this. So after that, go ahead and get a reload going. And once you reload, get your gun start going and jump and just hold the fire button. And just hold forward too. And if you do it right, you'll be able to move vertically pretty high. I didn't do too well there. Let's try it again. There we go. And you can get yourself really high up and get way up on top of buildings. This is really fun to do, and yeah. And there's a chest up here. Why would Gearbox put a chest up here? There's no way of actually getting up here legit like that. Okay, well, apparently Gearbox like to put chests in locations that aren't even accessible, so be sure to find those if you can. Whatever. So moving on. Have you guys ever seen the Crimson Raider Congo line? Well, now you have. Actually, that's kind of gay how they're all that close to each other, not gonna lie, but... Anyways, moving on, we have the super jump, the hardest of all the techniques we've already covered. And so basically what you're gonna do is look straight up in the air, and you're gonna gun jerk, throw 2 grenades straight up, and as soon as they reach the peak of their height and start falling down a little bit, you're gonna look straight down and throw 2 more grenades. And if you do it right, you should get a nice high jump, as you can see there. That was a perfect example of how to do it. But let's try to do it again just to kind of show it. Straight up, they start falling down a little bit, throw 2 more grenades, and rocket jump off that, and you get a nice high jump. Now, it might look a little different on PC because I have field of view changer on. Let's go ahead and change it down to what it would look like on console. I think it was 90. Throw 2 grenades straight up. As they start falling down a little bit, you throw 2 grenades straight down, and you rocket jump off all of those. It doesn't look like you go as high on console, but anyways, put field of view back to 90 or 110. And let's do it one more time just to explain it or show it off. Because this is one of the best techniques you can do with rocket jumps. So, and there it is. So hopefully this little tutorial helped you guys out a lot and you got the hang of rocket jumping a little bit better. So if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like because it would help me out a lot. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This is Jilts2139 and I will see you guys later. Peace out.